Hey, Josie.
Hey, Tommy.
What's a polygon?
A many-sided figure?
A dead parrot.
Aww.
Hey, babe. Why do Fortnite players have such white teeth?
Because they left the floss.
Hey, babe.
What's up, babe?
What do you call a guy that cries every time he masturbates?
I don't know.
A tear jerker.
So Dave's wife decides to take him out to a strip club for his birthday. And when they walk through the door, the bouncer says, "Hey, Dave, how's it going?" And his wife asks him, "Hey, that's weird. I thought you said you'd never been to the strip club before." And he says, "No, I haven't. He's on my bowling team. We just bowl together." The wife says, "All right," and they walk in. They sit down, and the waitress comes right up to Dave and says, "Hey, Dave, you want your usual Budweiser?" And his wife says, "Yo, how the fuck did she know that?" And Dave says, "She's on the ladies team. We share lanes with them sometimes." The wife goes, "Okay," but she's getting suspicious. Then a stripper walks right up to Dave and says, "Dave, you want your usual lap dance tonight?" The wife gets furious and she storms out. Dave chases her and he sees her getting into a cab and he follows right after her. And they start screaming and the cab driver turns around and he says, "Damn, Dave, you got yourself a real loud one tonight, huh?"
Ram, want to hear a joke? Okay. So, mom's pregnant with triplets. She gets robbed and shot. Gets shot 3 times. Well, goes to the doctors and doctor says, "Well, we can operate, but the bullets aren't in a bad spot, so you should be good to have your babies." So about 13 years later, one of the kids runs in the room and goes, Mom, I was taking a piss and I peed out a bullet." So she tells him the story. "Don't tell your brothers." Well, about another 10 minutes later, the other brother comes in. Mom, I was taking a piss and I peed out a bullet." So she tells him the story. "Don't tell your other brother." About 10 minutes later, Mom, I was jacking off and I shot the dog."
Babe, story time. Seriously.
Hit me.
All right. So a blonde and a brunette are watching a story on the 6 o'clock news. It's about a man ready to jump off a bridge. So the brunette turns to the blonde and says, "I bet you $100 the man is going to jump." The blonde replies, "Okay, you're on." Sure enough, the man jumps, and the blonde gives the brunette the $100. The brunette says, "I can't accept this money. I watched the 5 o'clock news already and saw the man jump." "No, you have to take it," the blonde says. "I watched the 5 o'clock news too. I didn't think he'd jump again."
Toes forward. Sink in as far as you can.
That's bad.
2 more right here.
Give me while I'm working out.
You damn right.
Closer. Squat. Stretch. Woo. Good morning.
Woo!
Time to
Ow!
Okay. What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball?
Is this inappropriate?
Okay,
It is.
Wait, I'm confused. Why does she say that?
Okay, I know you guys are getting tired of my jokes, but old lady walks into a dentist office, sits in the waiting room, finally gets called back. Once she's called back, she goes sits in the chair, starts taking off her pants. Then she puts her legs in the air. Dentist walks in, looks at her and goes, "Excuse me, you know I'm not a gynecologist." She goes, "I know. That's why you need to remove my husband's teeth." Ha ha!
There are 2 old ladies smoking outside the nursing home when it starts to rain. So the first old lady puts out a cigarette, but the second one puts a condom over her cigarette and keeps on smoking. First lady looks at the second and says, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" Second lady says, "I'm just putting a condom over my cigarette, trying to keep it dry. You can just get them at the drugstore." So the first lady goes down to the drugstore, and she has to buy a box of condoms. Now the man at the counter is noticeably confused. She's like 80, but he's polite anyway, and he asks her what size she wants. And the lady says, well, it doesn't really matter, as long as it can fit over a camel. And then the dude fainted. 2 statues have been standing in a park staring at each other for hundreds of years. And one day a kind wizard passes through. He takes pity on them and he brings them both to life for half an hour. And he says to them, "You have half an hour to live. You may go off and do whatever you want." So the two statues run off behind a bush, and the wizard hears all manner of grunting and groaning before the two come back out again. And the wizard says to them, listen, you guys have 15 minutes left if you want to go back and do that again. And the guy turns to the girl and says, fine, but this time you hold down the pigeon and I'll shit on it.
Hey, babe.
Hey, what?
Hey, story time.
Ooh, hit me.
All right, so a ventriloquist was on stage in a bar at a small town. He's going through his usual run of dumb blonde jokes when a large blonde in the second row stood up and shouted, I've heard just about enough of your denigrating blonde jokes. What makes you think you can stereotype blondes that way? What does a person's physical attributes have to do with their worth as a human being? The ventriloquist looked on in confused amazement. It's jerks like you who keep women like me from being respected, she continued, and from reaching my full potential as a person because you perpetuate discrimination against not only blondes, but women at large, all in the name of a few pathetic jokes. Flustered, the ventriloquist began to apologize. The blonde interrupted and said, you stay out of this, mister. I'm talking to that little shithead on your knee.
Who was the person that decided to put an S on the word lisp? Who are they?
Hey, Josie.
Yeah.
What's the difference between ooh and ah?
What?
About 3 inches.
Ooh. No, you mean ooh. Joga! Drink that milk.
I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. I threw a boomerang a few years ago. I forever live in fear. Tried to catch fog yesterday. Missed. We have a genetic predisposition for diarrhea. It runs in our genes. Nothing? Gosh! No, that's all I got.
Carl has been in prison for 10 years when he finally gets a new cellmate named Jim. Now, Carl's talking to Jim, and he goes, hey, listen, the first 5 years I was in jail, I trained my digestive system to listen to my commands. At this point, I've gotten so good at it, I can eat anything and deconstruct it down to its basic components. Jim goes, no fucking way. And Carl says, wait, just listen, all right? Over the past 5 years, I've been eating parts of my uniform, and I've been shitting out threads, all right? Here's what I need you to do. I need you to take all these threads, all of them, tie them into a rope, hang them over the side of the building, and then we can escape here together. And Jim goes, what the fuck is this? You've got to be kidding me. And Carl goes, I shit you not.
Hey, Donald. How can you tell if there's a blind man on a nude beach? Oh. It's not hard.
That's messed up.
What, man? I said it's not hard. Oh my God. You can find them easy, man.
Hey, Josie. What has a slice of burnt toast and a pregnant girlfriend got in common?
What?
In both cases, you wish you took it out just a few seconds earlier.
You're gonna wish you took out the trash few
Whoa! All right, guys, it's story time. All right, so God looked down at Earth and wanted to know what kind of behavior was going on, so he decided to send an angel down to check things out. On one of his angels and sent him to Earth. Angel returned to God and told him, oh man, it's bad. 95% are just assholes, and the other 5% are good. God thought for a moment and said, you know what? I'm going to send one more angel down for a second opinion just to make sure. So he called on a second angel and sent him to Earth. The angel returned and said, yep, it's true. The Earth is shit. A bunch of assholes and only 5% are good. So God wasn't pleased, so he decided to send an email to the 5%. So he wanted to encourage them, you know, give them something to keep things going. Do you guys know what that email said? No. Neither do I. Bunch of assholes.
Hey James, how did Minnie save Mickey from drowning?
How?
Mouse-to-mouse resuscitation. Hey James, why does Ariel wear seashells?
Why?
Because D shells are too big. Hey James, who's the smartest Disney character? Gaston, he won a Nobel Prize. Hey James, why did Mickey Mouse get hit by a baseball? Why? Because Donald ducked. Hey James, what happens when Olaf gets mad?
What?
He has a meltdown. Hey James, why does Eeyore always smell?
Why?
Because he's always playing with poo. Hey James, why couldn't Aladar sit down?
Why?
Because he had a dino sore.
Nah.
Hey James, why wouldn't the Little Mermaid mind climbing Everest?
Why?
Because her legs wouldn't hurt.
So two deer are leaving a gay bar. One looks at the other one and says, "Man, I can't believe I just blew $30 in there tonight." All right, babe. Story time.
All right, babe, hit me.
All right, so three men are drinking in a bar. A drunk stumbles in and then screams at one of the men, "Your mom gives the best blowjobs in town." Everybody expects a fight, but the man ignores him and the drunk wanders off. 10 minutes later, the drunk stumbles over and screams at the same man, "I just screwed your mom 3 times." Once again, the man refuses to take the bait and the drunk wanders off. 10 minutes later, the same drunk stumbles back over and shouts, "Your mom even let me." And the man interrupts and says, "Go home, Dad. You're drunk."
Nice.
Yeah.
Joke off. Take a swig. While husband and wife are at it, the woman says, "Please say dirty things to me." He says, "Bath, kitchen, living room." My wife's cooking is so bad we usually pray afterwards. I ordered 2,000 pounds of Chinese soup. It was wonton. Okay, if 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea, does that mean 1 person enjoys it?
Okay, babe. Story time. You ready?
Hit me.
All right. So Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and a little girl were on a plane. Well, the plane was having problems, and there were 3 parachutes on the plane. Oprah said, "Well, I'm the richest woman in the world, so I'm getting one." She took the parachute and jumped out of the plane. Trump said, "Well, I'm the president, so I get one." And he jumped off the plane. Obama looked at the little girl and said, "My dear, you are the future, so you take the last parachute and save yourself." The little girl looked at Obama and said, "No, we both get one, because Trump took my book bag."
Good. Nice.
End story.
Fun fact, women are always right. Don't ever question it. No matter how crazy it is, just say they're right, even if you know they're wrong. Like, even if they say the moon is made of cheese, just be like, "Yeah, totally, babe, sure." It is.
So I got a joke for you.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
What do you call a deaf gynecologist?
Deaf?
Yep.
Gynecologist. Gynecologist is a vagina doctor.
Mm-hmm. A lip reader.
Okay, Josie, for $100, I'm the size of an elephant, but I weigh nothing. What am I? 5, 4,
Matter.
3, nope, 2, 1, a shadow.
Hey, Donald, what do you call a lesbian dinosaur? What? Lickalotopus.
Yeah, call me that too. Two robbers break into a house and they tie up the naked woman they find in bed. A man comes in from the bathroom and he goes, "Oh my God, wait, please, don't hurt her. Just untie her. I'll give you anything you want. I'll give you my car. I'll give you the combination to my safe. Just please don't hurt her." And the robbers respond to his sympathetic pleas and they go, "Wow, dude, "You must really love your wife." And he goes, "Yeah, I do, and she's going to be home any minute."
All right, babe, it's story time.
Okay.
All right. So, it's your first time. You lay back, muscles tightened. He approaches, asking if you're afraid. You bravely shake your head. He has experience, but it's the first time his fingers hit the right spot. He goes deep, you shiver, and your body tenses. But he's gentle as promised. He tells you to trust him. He's done this before. His cool smile relaxes you, and you open wider to let him in. You begin to plead and beg him to hurry, but he takes his time to ease the pain. As he presses closer, going deeper, you feel the tissue give away. Pain surges through your body as you feel a trickle of blood. He asks if it's too painful. Your eyes are filled with tears, but you nod for him to go on. He begins going in and out, but you're too numb to feel him in you. Then you feel a burst inside you as he pulls it out. You're glad it's over with. He looks, smiles, and says you're the most rewarding experience yet. You smile and thank your dentist. After all, it's the first tooth you've ever had pulled.
Oh my god.
Hey, Josie.
What?
Spell IHOP and say Ness.
IHOP.
Spell it and then say Ness.
IHOP. Ness.
Say it again.
I don't get this one.
Say it again.
IHOP. I ate your penis.
Hey, Isaac, you having a friend over?
Yeah.
Were you telling him about how you used to pee the bed?
No. Hey, Josie.
Yeah.
What do you get when you jingle a man's balls?
What?
A white Christmas.
Skeet, skeet.
Jingle all.
Have you ever noticed that an owl's face always looks like they just saw a penis for the first time?
Alright, honey, I have a joke for you. How is a woman like a condom?
How?
Because they both spend more time in your wallet than they do on your dick.
Well, if that's how you feel.
Honey, I don't need a comeback. If I wanted a comeback, I'd get it off your lip.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a pregnant person and a light bulb? You can unscrew a light bulb.
Hey, Josie.
Yeah.
Did you know Pikachu's first name was Lemmy?
Yeah?
Say it together.
Okay, wait, I get it now. I get it.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
Let me Pikachu.
Yeah.